Welcome back to my worm room. So, I want to show you something that I got and I want to do it with you. So, I'm going to be setting up a tray in my Gusanito worm tower with some worms that I've never had before. So, I ordered them, but I wanted to put them in the bedding with you and show you what they look like. And so, we're going to do this together. So, obviously, this is empty. So, we have some peat moss here. It's a little wet and dry, but let's mix it up and get it all combined, because you know when you use peat moss, it still absorbs all the water even hours after. I've put some peat moss in a bucket with water after mixing it like this, and I come back the next day and it's still absorbed every single thing. So we have some peat moss there. So I'm gonna get some lime, because when you add peat moss, you should add some garden lime, because peat moss tends to be a little on the acid side, acidic. And then we have some sand for the grit. So we're gonna mix all that in. So let's do that. Now, they came boxed in this paper, and these worms came from Mission Worms. The breeder's name is Trapper, and he was so sweet, very kind, stayed on top of it with the email and kept me informed of when they shipped. Very, very sweet. So the paper that he sent me, and I'm just gonna reuse it. And this is dry, so I'm gonna have to wet this. So I got my handy dandy sprayer here, and as I mix, I'm gonna spray. I shipped some worms to Florida yesterday and Las Vegas. It's exciting. People are ordering worms from everywhere. And even through the holiday season, I've had no problems, which I'm glad, because, you know, sometimes the post office has some problems. And it's because they get backed up. You know, they're not bad people or anything. They just get overwhelmed, I guess, with all the packages. So I'm mixing this up just to get it all combined. I don't know what Trapper raises these worms in, but I'm assuming the same kind of stuff. You know, I do, and we all do. In the same family. So, yeah, this is getting nice. All right. So now I'm gonna, what else could we give them? Let's give them some leaves from outside. Let me go get my leaves. Because as you all know, I have a million leaves. Sometimes I add them wet after soaking them for a while. Sometimes I just do this and add them dry. Either way, the worms eat them. And I don't rip off these little stems. You know, like who has time for that? I'd be ripping them off everything, but they eat this too. So we're gonna wet these down a little bit. Leaves get a certain odor when they're wet. It's kind of an earthy smell. I really like it. So through my years of doing this, I noticed that the castings look different when the worms eat leaves. They're darker, and they seem, I don't know, they seem richer. They just have beautiful castings when they have leaves in their bedding. So let's see, what else? So I have them here. So let's move this over a teeny bit. And I'm gonna bring you down here to see the worms. Now I hope this doesn't film crooked, guys. I mean, I apologize if it does, but you know how these cameras are. Okay, so I'm gonna take the bedding off. so we can see them. Now, I ordered, I believe it was half a pound. And yesterday when I took them out, I realized that he sent me more than half a pound. And I can tell right off the bat, you know, because I've been doing this for a long time. Oh, wow. So these are Louisiana swamp worms. I started watching videos on Louisiana swamp worms from Dekin Garden. She raises them also. At least I know she did for a while. I'm not sure if she still does. But Dekin, if you watch this video, you got to give us an update on your Louisiana swamp worms. But here they are. They look very similar to a red wiggler. They seem very lively. They have nice sized clitellums. Let me see if I could get one kind of clean. See the clitellum, how it bulges out? So they say this is the cousin of a red wiggler. It's a little bigger than a red wiggler, as you can see. A little chunkier, but not as chunky as a European nightcrawler. I looked up the scientific name of this worm. It starts with a D. Demetriosis or demontri, something like that. I'll see if I could put it in this description, the proper spelling, so you guys could look it up. But look at them. Aren't they beautiful? So if you guys are interested in mission worms, at least until mine multiply and I start selling them, go get them from him, and then, you know, then eventually I'll sell mine. But I know that you'll get nice worms from him. Look at this. They're awesome. So I thank you, Trapper, if you're watching this from Mission Worms. Thank you for my Louisiana swamp worms. So we're going to put them in this tower because you know me and my towers. I love them and I love to do experiments with them. So these are going to be, you know, my fool around worms with until they start breeding, and then I'll put them up for sale. But for now, we're going to have fun with them. I mean, I love the feeling of worms wiggling in my hands. And I know I am not the only one that likes this feeling. So let's put them in here. Let me put this up a little bit again. Let's get you closer. All right. So basically what I do is when I have my bedding ready, which guys, get your bedding ready ahead of time. I just didn't. I didn't have time. I've been working and I've been shipping worms and doing all kinds of things. But I've been doing this long enough to know that it's okay. But as a beginner, please get your bedding ready before the worms arrive. And let me tell you, these worms got here super fast. I think within the 3rd day they were here. So I appreciate that. And even through the holiday season. So I know a lot of worm farmers won't ship through the holiday season. You know, I'm not scared. I mean, if they die, I'll replace them. Look at that. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous worms. Look, they got the yellow tail. See that? Definitely a cousin of the red wiggler. Look, let me pull one off so you can see the yellow tail. See how the tail's kind of yellow? That's how a red wiggler is. That's how these guys are. So we're going to spread them out. When they arrived yesterday, I moistened them in the little bin before I put them in here. I don't leave them in the bag. I take them out, put them in one of these, you know, bucket things from the dollar store, and then I moisten them, and then I give them a chance to settle. So I'm going to wet them down a little bit. There we go. Oh, guys. I know you like the drink. So we're going to keep an eye on them. What I also like about Mission Worms is that he ships his worms in these muslin bags with a string. So everything that he shipped the worms with, the worms can eat. So I can just put this, I could dampen this, squeeze it out and put it in there. I put the newspaper he sent me. If I feel like ripping up the box and put it in there. So definitely eco-friendly. I really like that. My worms, I'm having to tie them with a zip tie because my bags don't come with this. But I'm probably going to buy this separate and just tie it so that mine can go, I can say 100% my stuff is, you know, decomposable and they'll eat it. So they're looking good. Let me bring you in closer. They are looking good. Nice worms. So I'm going to give them a few minutes. They're going to go down into the bedding. And then I am going to feed them. And I'm going to put probably a damp newspaper here. And I'm going to leave the lid off and the light on just to give them a few days to settle. Because all worms, they'll crawl. They don't know where they are. And, you know, they came from a different home. So it'll give them a chance to, you know, go down and calm down and just settle into their new house. So I'm going to go dampen this thing and then I'll bring you back. So as you can see, they pretty much have gone down. I found some more bedding from his box. I mean, he really cushioned them, which I really like because, you know, they bounce around. I mean, I've seen the post office throw boxes and do all kinds of things. So they're protected. Obviously, they arrived in great condition. So let's see. All right. So I'm going to give them a little bit of chow. Not a lot, because I'm going to give them a chance to settle in. I'm just going to put it here. We're going to wet it. Always wet your chow a little bit because it's dry. It's a powder. There's no way they're going to eat that. And remember the bag he sent them in? I dampened it. And we're going to put it in here like a little blanket. And they're going to eat that too. You'd be surprised how they eat cotton, t-shirts, towels. I put so many things in my worms. Oh, I'm out of water. See this little thing? What I do also is paper towels that I dry my hands with. Once they get soaking wet, I throw them in there too. So I hope you like this video, guys. And, you know, if you're interested in Louisiana swamp worms and giving them a try, I bought them from Mission Worms. And I think, I don't know where he is. He's in the south somewhere. And once they start growing, I'm going to separate some and I'm going to start breeding them. And then I'll put them up for sale and I'll let you all know. But for now, let's just have fun with them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Check out my website, thegardenandwormlady.com. Find me on eBay. And I'm hoping to get this video up today. It's New Year's Eve. It's December 31st. Please be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Have fun, but stay home. I want to see you guys all safe. And let's hope for a prosperous and amazing new year. You know, this time last year I had COVID, and honestly, I didn't know if I was going to live. I was extremely sick, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I got past all that and I'm alive, and, you know, I'm here to still be with you guys and my family and my worms and everything. So there's a lot to be grateful for. So anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Let's try to get this lid on. I swear I hit my head. Come on. Okay. Sorry. So there we go, guys. Everything's cleaned up, tidied, Swiffered the floor. Everything's ready for the new year in my worm room. Take care, guys.